Fellas, AC here. Welcome to another review. It's been a little bit of a gap. I'm sorry. I was a bit tied up with some stuff, work related. So, Parfums de Mali, Godolphin. Now, it's suddenly gone very cold, and that's the reason I'm reviewing something which is ideal for cold weather. Godolphin is inspired by Tuscan leather. This came out in 2010. Tuscan leather came out in 2007. And the parfumer is Michelle Saramito. I couldn't find a nice picture of her, so I'm not putting up a picture. But this fragrance is inspired by Tuscan leather. Now I've used up 5 ml, and I can't seem to find where it is now. Oh yeah, okay. So I had a 5 ml decant which I got 2 years ago. I've used up almost all of it really, and then I got myself an official sample just to see, whether my decant was pretty good or not. It is pretty good. And I've realized one thing: this fragrance is not only inspired by Tuscan leather, it's also very, you can see how thick it is. It's actually quite a concentrated juice. So when you first spray, you get that Tuscan leather feel. Yeah? So it's green, pungent, waxy leather. Pungent, less pungent, and less fruity, more green and more sprightly, not sprightly but more sort of creamy green. Yeah, so this fragrance has a less spiciness to it, but thyme is the note which I get, and thyme is very much like a vegetable thyme. It has a vegetable greenness about it. And the very moment you spray it, you're smelling something which is inspired by Tuscan leather, but slightly more greener, less pungent, less fruity. So that's the opening. When the fragrance gets into its middle stages, that's when I really like it, because it becomes very salty, creamy, as if orris root butter has been used, and there's less jasmine and less leather again in the middle notes, because jasmine is quite prominent in Tuscan leather. Here the jasmine is less. It's more buttery, more salty, smooth, suave. I really like the middle stages. And waxiness, saffron. I'm just about getting that waxy, smooth creaminess. Saffron. Saffron is what makes Tuscan leather with that leather, the nuttiness. Here there's no nuttiness. It's more salty, more creamy, more saffron. And if you smell good saffron, good quality saffron, you'll know that it smells slightly floral, slightly sweet, fruity, more sort of middle of the road. It's not masculine, it's not feminine, it's middle of the road. It's beautiful saffron, and that's why I think it's a very good option for in-between weather. Saffron smells amazing in spring and in autumn, and this has that nice saffron, very nice saffron. So this is more about saffron in the middle stages. In the dry down, this fragrance, there's more vetiver-like smell. So it continues on its green dry path, less leather, less fruits, more vetiver-like sort of road, and a little bit of warmth. I think there's amber here. Initially I also mentioned, I think I forgot to mention, apart from the thyme, I also get a little bit of cypress, just got a little bit of cypress-like feel, That's why it's more greener. So this is a very smooth, contrasting fragrance. Green notes, balanced by salty, waxy creaminess, and then again dry, woody, greenish, warm notes. That's the whole composition. It's a nice composition. There's a bit of undulation going on. It's a nice symphony with different notes contrasting each other sometimes. Very nice. I enjoyed this. This is a nice fragrance, Godolphin. So, upsides and downsides. So this is inspired by Tuscan leather. So when Tuscan leather already has something which is iconic, like Tuscan leather, or Tom Ford already has something which is as iconic as Tuscan leather, can you improve it? Does this improve it? Doesn't. But what it does is, it makes Tuscan leather, like signature scents, more accessible. This is very creamy, smooth, and creamy, smooth fragrances automatically are more accessible. So this is the biggest upside of Godolphin. It's more accessible Tuscan leather. The second upside of this fragrance is that flow from green to sort of salty creaminess, and then again green woody warmth. That flow is something that I really enjoyed. That's unique to Godolphin. I enjoyed that. Tuscan leather goes in a different journey. It's got this ashy tobacco note. It's got very prominent raspberry. Here there isn't any emphasis on any prominence. Any note, you can't smell Godolphin and say this is the dominant note. It's a symphony. Little fruity hints are there as well. So those are two. It's a good symphony. I really like that. And the third one is for people who like leather fragrances but can't wear Tuscan leather. This is more accessible. This is one of those fragrances which will get you a compliment because it doesn't do anything on a sort of a fixed path. It is a symphony, and symphony which is quite accessible, smooth and elegant. So there is definitely a compliment factor aspect here. Very prominent. I mean, you will get complimented. If you wear it right, you will get complimented for sure. This is Godolphin's biggest asset, I think. Yeah. Downsides. Number one downside to me is the price point. See, Parfums de Mali fragrances average 150 to 175 for 100 ml. What you get is so repetitive, it's so familiar that you might as well get Tuscan leather or ombre leather. Ombre leather is the more accessible signature line. So Godolphin is somewhere in the middle in price point. So value for money is low for me. The second would be the performance. The projection on this fragrance is almost abysmal after about 1 or 2 hours. 2 hours max. It goes very close to skin. But that skin scent is very nice. But people who like being noticed might get a little bit of a disappointment with Godolphin because the projection isn't there. Longevity is fantastic. Yeah. So those are two downsides. So age groups. Now this is a very elegant, very approachable fragrance. So people who like ombre leather might also like this. So I'm talking about younger age group, 25 plus. People who really like leather fragrances but can't wear Tuscan leather. For them, this is a very good fragrance. So, seasons. As I said before, this is very green. Cypress, green notes, vetiver. Those are the notes that make and saffron. Those are notes that make this fragrance very suitable for in-between weather. My preference would be autumn or spring, right? I think I've covered all aspects, haven't I? Compliment factor is pretty high in my books. Wearability, decent, 6 months at least. Age groups 25 plus, occasions. Now, Godolphin is a dressed up fragrance. It's very suave, very stylish. Don't get me wrong, this is a stylish fragrance. And when you wear this, you will get your money's worth. You will feel as if you're wearing something special. So yeah, dressed up evening, in between weather. Daytime can also be accommodated, but I think this is an evening scent, dressed up. So, marks out of 10. I'm going to give it a 7. Reason being, there's something there which does it better. Tuscan leather, more expensive, yes. But, Tuscan leather is far better in composition, in what it does. So, comparing it to Tuscan leather, I'll give it a 7. But if I hadn't smelled Tuscan leather, if I was not a fan of that opening, which I'm not, then I'll give it an 8. So it depends on how you approach this fragrance. From my standpoint, it's already been done. So what are you bringing to the table? Nothing much, apart from more wearable. We have ombre leather. So 7 out of 10. Hope you enjoy the review, fellas. Take care. Bye-bye.